leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
That is an outfit. Okay, calling it clothing is pretty generous, fair.
The unenlightened come. Know you the full weight of death.
Ah, proximity. Oh. When I get it off me, maybe?
Come forth, scales of revelation. I would know the weight of your souls. Can you bring equilibrium? I shall tip back the balance.
Interesting. Okay. Someone's casting rays, and it's gotta be on me then. Waiting for that to go off before I accept.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
target her again, please? Someone already used it. I got knocked off as we killed. Okay. Sephiroth's music was better. See the goddess is no more. Well done. Once Kral and Unokalhai have rejoined us, we may safely depart. One thing yet puzzles me, however. How did Sophia's servants come to wake from their slumber? I believe we have the answer to that. Discover the remains of a Garlean soldier in an adjacent sector of the containment facility. It is likely that the fools ventured too close to Sophia during the Empire's previous incursion and was enthralled for his troubles. Another reminder, if any are needed, as to the incalculable threat posed by these beings. The goddess would not even have been conscious when she claimed the man's will. Yet, this mistake granted her the means to release her servants, and would have resulted in her liberation. Had we not been on hand to intervene? I do much wonder that the Icon's pawn was capable of so effectively manipulating the facility's containment systems. How came he by such rarefied knowledge? Too is easily explained. During our investigation, Kral discovered a subtle flaw in one of the mechanisms that held the goddess in check. A flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's records of the period, we were able to piece together the story. It was a time towards the end of the Third Astral Era, when the peoples of Mericidia faced extinction at the hands of the Allagan Empire. Sophia, a being of incomparable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, they duly conspired with a rebel faction within Allag who, we believe, agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia when the goddess and her thralls chanced to be captured. We suspect that this had always been their plan. Slash save. Slash save. Slash save. It says I'm not allowed. There's no saves. I tried. Indeed, the prison was situated at the heart of Allag, and we think they intended to attack the city from within. They would merely have had to wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. Also, hello again, Dragon Girl. But the conspirators' dealings with the Mericidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were summarily executed. It seems that the flaw itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained so until the end of days had it not been for the actions of the Archbishop, and subsequently the Garleans. Cannot help but wonder what might have come to pass had their scheme been successful. Mayhap the answer lies in the prophecy? Kral hath the right of it. Its words may be deciphered thus. The cursed Paul speaketh of Sophia's prison. from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour. The Worm King, meanwhile, can be none other than great Bahamut himself, then yet a prisoner, and the goddess did intend to unleash upon Alag to set right the scales of justice. A foolhardy plan. Had it come to fruition, the two of them would surely have raised the realm. Not would have been spared the devastation, the Mercidians' homeland included. The helm already stood on the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for naught else but to purge the poison of Alag with primal fire. The tale teaches us that even the greatest of man's creations may yet be brought low by a single act of treachery. The Galagans were fools to place their trust in technological bondage. To shackle such beings is but to delay the inevitable. Not save their total destruction shall free us from their menace. Let us return now to the Rising Stones, and there consider the final step of this most needful task. Triad means 3. Got one more to unlock. The threat posed by this facility is far greater than you imagine, Orionje, and not limited to the icons themselves. Sophia's remaining servants must be put down. Beep, bloop, warning. Deactivated stasis chamber support systems will result in subject termination. Enter identification code to continue. Blip. Identification code accepted. Subjects terminated. Who are you? Are you? Sought a miss, Warrior of Light. Alcana Shella mentioned that there was a matter she wished to discuss. Well met, Archon. You'll forgive me if I seem curt, but I would settle an account with our young friend. While conducting a final sweep of Sophia's containment facility, we discovered that all of her remaining thralls had perished in their stasis chamber. This was your doing? Aye, it was. Chose to act upon the knowledge revealed within the tombstone we recovered. The true purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Algans were not simply observing the Icons and siphoning away their energies. They were conducting experiments in preparation for a far more ambitious project. If you'll recall, both the Fiend and the Goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. These spheres were the prototypes which paved the way for the successful construction of an artificial celestial body. Speak of Dalamud. Aye. The Archon's cages are unmistakably of the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, the research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities, which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Naming one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess's slumbering thralls. A distasteful task, unbefitting one such as the Warrior of Light. Thus did I resolve to perform the deed myself. You've made your case. It is apparent that we are not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be expected of Archon is presumptuous in the extreme. When the Warrior of Light chose to join the Scions, he did so in the knowledge that he would be required to face and destroy not only primals, but also their fanatical servants. That which you term a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every Scion is sworn to shoulder. I see. It would seem I misjudged the depths of your resolve. No matter. Assuming I have made myself understood, we need not speak of it again. There is, however, one other subject which merits discussion. You determined that Sophia's thralls were awoken by a Garlean soldier who had somehow gained access to the containment area, did you not? If that is the case, it seems highly doubtful that the interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents within the Empire claim that the 6th Legion is rife with agents under orders to thwart the Legatus' mission by any means necessary. Lest you imagine that you have allies in Garlemald, I should clarify that their motive is wholly unchartable. Regula von Hydrus rose to the top of the Garlean military on merit alone, and is fiercely loyal to the Emperor for recognizing his efforts. His compeers, by contrast, rose through the favor of the established order, and would accordingly do anything to see him fail. So reckless. You truly believe that the actions of these agents contributed to the recent crisis? Aye. That they pose no less risk to the realm than those loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs continue to do all in our power to prevent the technologies of Allag from falling into the hands of man. On that point, at least, we have ever been in complete agreement. Balance onto all, which is going to leave. I'd like you to have this Warrior of Light. Sophia Extreme unlock. This is an Allagan tombstone, similar to the one we recovered after your victory over Sephiroth. The records contained within describe the goddess at the height of her power, and will enable Azizlah's reality augmentation technologies to generate an idealized simulacrum of Sophia against whom to test her skills. From what I have been able to determine, this formed part of a greater trial intended to test Allag's elite warriors. Quite how it compared to the challenge presented by the Fiend's tombstone, I cannot say. Suppose there is only one way to be certain. Visit the verification node on Azizlah, and witness firsthand what awaited the champions of Eld. And the last pillar to fall. Greetings, Warrior of Light. But one of the warring triad remains, Zervan, the icon known as the Demon. According to the histories I have uncovered, this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mercidian beastmen. These creatures are the key to maintaining Zervan's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such thralls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative that we determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We dare not risk the repeating the near disaster we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow Scions have already begun an exhaustive search. There are several sectors which only you, Kryl, and I can enter without fear of enthrallment. Let us make our way to Azizlah forthwith and aid the investigations. 2 more trips. This is going to be a simple talk. Looking at the time, my plan is to finish this to the point that we unlock Zervan, and then I will start up next Final Fantasy with Zervan. With queuing for Zervan and doing more firmament work. After Zervan, the question becomes... There are 3 major things for me to do. There's Hildebrand, which is comic relief. And shouldn't take a full stream to do. There's... the normal raid, which has some really damn cool music. Blip. Activating verification systems. Enlistment program request acknowledged. Waiting tombstone data. Yeah, here you go. Blip. Data processed. Adversary, boring, triad, Sophia. Threat level, extreme. Successful applicants will progress to elite squad induction. Families of unsuccessful applicants will receive twice standard death benefits. Before initiating this program, elite squad applicants must agree to extensive physical modification. Data corrupted. Unable to verify input. Applicant agreement accepted. Blip. Activating reality augmentation. Initiating enlistment program. The Empire thanks you for your service. Post-mortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent applicants. Your sacrifice is appreciated. I have, at this point, not really decided which of the 3 I intend to do next time. I'm sure by the time I post a schedule, I'll have picked which one it'll be. Okay, it's good we caught you. The facility's been swarmed by Imperial troops. By their standards do we judge them soldiers of the 6th. Aye, once more does regular Von Hydra stretch forth his hand to seize the forbidden fruits of Alag, and once more have our meticulous wards been swept aside like so many cobwebs. No, Medelson wards were destroyed from within by the pulsating energies of an icon. Oh, you again. Nay, put up your weapons and listen. Followers of Zervan have awakened, and they toil to rouse their master. His worshippers yet slumbered when we confronted Sophia. Could the tampering of her thralls have been more widespread than we thought? They share a common enemy. It is not unthinkable that they would seek to free all those the Elegants had imprisoned. Yes, the cage doors are open, and whilst you stand here quibbling over who picked the locks, my soldiers are inside the facility risking their lives and their sanity. They have volunteered to face death to prevent Zervan's servants. That is a tongue twister. From waking him in the fullness of his power. Now, assuming you have at last understood the gravity of the situation, it is time that I rejoin them. But you cannot hope to succeed. The Archon will slay the minds of any who draw near. Thus did I seek out those with the power to resist his influence. Aid us, and my men will not perish in vain. Propose an alliance. I have delved into the depths of this place and found its technology wanting. These mechanisms have failed to hold their prisoners, and such broken artifacts are unfit to bring before the Emperor. Twice have you bested me in combat. Will you now lend me that strength and stand against our mutual foe? 'Twas in opposing your reckless schemes that Ysayle was lost to us. You expect us to simply forgive and forget all that has come before? I expect you to put aside your emotions and use your better judgment. But of course I am dealing with savages. Let's stand here and justify the death of the Ice Maiden. We pursued our ideals, and you pursued yours. Such was the result. And mayhap you might consider another point. In these endless clashes, we've all lost comrades dear to us. Yet I choose to put aside past grievances to beg your champion's aid, to appeal to your reason. Thou art willing to build a bridge of common purpose upon such tremulous foundations. I, too, am hesitant to accept this arrangement, Archon Y'shtola, but the offer has been made to the Warrior of Light. It is his involvement which shall ultimately sway its outcome. I shall abide by Archon's decision. Zervan must be stopped. Then, for better or for worse, we shall fight at your side. Mistress Kryl and I are also resistant to primal influences. We shall aid you where we can. Then let us be on our way. Companions have already passed through to the research facility. We should not lag behind. Something I have to do in here. Or are we just lore dumping and cutscenes? Hello. Stairs. Like a suppling babe, he feedeth upon the other, siphoned into him by his thralls. Must needs deprive him of his sustenance. And we destroy those devices. Hold. Witness your soldiers. Turned one against the other. Even half awake, Zervan corrupts and converts those who enter his aura. Three of us, son Archon. Miqo'te, we rush in together and each disable a generator. We cannot give them the chance to rally a defense. There are 4 mechanisms by my account. If I can avoid the Archon's miasma, my blade will make short work of the last one. We, all of us, have pledged our lives to... Keep your lives. I'd rather you tend to my fallen. Some may yet survive with their minds intact. I know not if my strength will be enough. I am no champion. The battlefield is no place for uncertainty, boy. Fate has blessed you with a unique talent and an occasion to use it. Do not waste such a gift. Strike. I want a sword that makes people explode. gods, Zervan is... Unical High. Dark. Oh, it's a gun sword. Awesome. Well, I slumbers once more. Saved me. Why? Told you, boy. Yours is a gift too precious to waste. Gift the Emperor may one day have need of in his war upon these untamable icons. Emperor Varus, he raised me up from the ranks, stood against my detractors. I'd gladly give my life in his service. You must finish this. Slay these leeches upon our star. Kill them all. Kill Zervan. Okay, bye. Swedes withdraw with prepare for our assault. The cost of his very life, the legatus prized open for us a window of opportunity. There yet. Instead, it had only been stronger. Enough of that. There'll be a time for regrets after we've rid the world of Zervan. Isle has the right of it. The demon has fallen back into torpor for now. We must act swiftly if Regula's death is to have meaning. Survivors speak of an army of thralls loose in the facility. We must assume that these followers continue their efforts to awaken the icon. Let us then concentrate upon diverting them from their task. Mr. Skryl and Master Onokulhai, for this secure the controls to Zervan's shackles and limit the restoration of his might. Archon Ishtola and I shall forge ahead and strike down those thralls that would seek to harry you. Warrior of Light, thine is, as ever, the most perilous duty. Gather to thee thy trusted companions, and extinguish from this realm the fires of the demon himself.